Ah, always good to have your marketing chief with you. Welcome everyone back again to the weekly vertical EMA, the place where we take you guys with us with everything that is happening behind the scene, and also the place where you guys can ask the team questions directly. But this week, we actually have a very special EMA because besides the updates from Vertical, we are going to talk with a few of our partners. And those partners are, sorry, our partners that are the projects super strong builders in the space as well. Projects that are building great tech that we are co-hosting as well in Dubai, our event AI on the Rocks. I'm talking, of course, about Edge, Berry AI, and Hash AI. Hoping that Hash AI jumps in here while we are busy with it before we give the stage to our partners, we are going to give you guys a little update about Vertical first. So, we actually had a major release last week, and this release was the Vertical Stream Corners. And we kind of released it quietly to see how it was absorbed in the community and through our users. But we have to say, even with not spending too much marketing on it, we've seen our usage spike immensely. Like we were not expecting it. We are actually gaining over 300 new users every day. And the amount of registered users is just exploding on the vertical platform. So, since we launched the corners, we've seen the functionality of our chat interface being improved massively. We gave you more options to customize the aspect ratio, the theme, especially in the image corner. And we are going to be focusing on building 4 different corners. We now have the text corner live and the image corner live, but soon you'll also have the video corner live and the audio corner live. And these corners, we are going to be investing further and further and further. We have so many ideas down the line, especially now that we've seen massive confirmation in our usage. We strongly feel that we have a product market fit right now on which we can continue building. So exciting stuff, really. Very happy to see that it's being picked up so massively by our users. And yeah, well, this week we are going to talk a little bit more about our event during Dubai. Already touched upon it in the beginning. And just to give you guys a little information about our partners that we are hosting it with, we invited them this week to our EMA to give them the stage to talk a little bit about their project, about their influence in the space, and what they are trying to do. So, Hida, I would say, well, bring them on the stage. How are you doing, Barry Interim and Joseph? Welcome. And Adam,
Very good. Nice to have you guys.
nice to have you guys
Pleasure
here
to be
as
here.
well. Good stuff. So Joseph and Adam, both from Edge, double presence. Who's going to be doing
Absolutely.
the talking from you guys?
Well, a little bit of both. So I obviously founded Edge. Adam's our CTO. So he's got the kind of latest and greatest, in terms of what we're developing, particularly in the AI, LLM, and robotics space. So kind of wanted him with me for that reason. So we go a little bit deeper.
Well, that's cool. Okay, so which of you guys is going to do the elevator pitch of Edge here?
I'll do the elevator pitch. You want me to go? So Edge is. We see it as the elevator pitch is you think about an AWS or Google Cloud. Edge is that, but fully decentralized. So we provide what we describe as cloud-like services in a decentralized context. So they are directly recognizable by anybody that uses an AWS and Google Cloud and Azure. And they present in the same way and they provide the same tools and the same experience, and they enable you to power basically any connected experience or device for your customers or for your audience. So that's what Edge is at, at a top line. What makes it different to those platforms, is the nature of its architecture. So it's designed in a way that enables it to connect into homes and to connect into businesses and to make use of the spare capacity that exists all around us. So you think about the data center world. There are around about 1,000 data centers in the world. They're heavily centralized. There are only 1,000 of them. And obviously, they bring a lot of compute power and a lot of resource to the table. But if you think about the hardware estate that exists around us, so I'm talking about the laptops and the desktops that we're on now. I'm talking about our mobile phones, the spare mobile phones that we all have a drawer full of. Talking about your set-top box, talking about your Wi-Fi routers. If you aggregate that capacity together and you look at the unused capacity that exists in that estate, it's actually many times more power in that estate than exists in those 1,000 data centers worldwide. So it's about 4 to 5 times as much power that exists there. So Edge is at its heart a piece of software that ties all of that capacity together. And in doing so, it provides a network which has the potential to bring infinitely more power to the table. And then it layers in cloud-like services which are directly consumable by people who want to build out experiences for their
Mhm.
audience and for their customers. So, for example, content delivery network. When you're viewing the video, you can pull that through the devices that exist around us because it is at the edge of the network. The clue's kind of in the name, edge, right? We're delivering as close to your end customer as it is possible to get. So the distance that the data travels with an edge is roughly cut in half versus an AWS, which means that it gets there faster, which means it has a lower impact on the environment because there's less electricity involved. And it's more secure because it's split across hundreds and thousands of machines as opposed to living in one single space. The network also provides compute resource, so on-demand edge servers. It provides LLM resource, which I can get into a little bit. So chat style interfaces, which exist right at the edge and can exist within your own local network. It provides on-demand GPUs. It provides a DNS layer for domain routing. All of the stuff you would expect to have in a cloud provider, but provided through a platform that is decentralized at its heart, which runs and is operated as a not-for-profit. So we're decentralizing it at a kind of operational layer as well. We have an open governance framework, which is part and parcel of that mix, so anybody can kind of participate. So there's a lot. There's a lot of edge. It's quite easy
It's
for me to lose my but it's a
yeah.
very exciting platform that does some really compelling stuff. And just to touch on one of the key things that it enables you to do, if you're a business, say you're a big media company and you have thousands of employees and they all have machines, you can put those machines onto the network. And you can tie them all together using what we call a cluster ID, which means that those machines can operate as a single cluster, which you can then restrict other people from accessing, but target your own cloud services too. So you can run your own CDN, your own VM, that sort of thing in your own estate. So it has the effect of radically reducing the cost implication of running in these running in the cloud. It enables you to leverage your own resource to deliver technologies hyper locally. So if you are in that media organization example, if you're running some large language models in order to help you create and curate content, you can run them on the machines that are all around your staff. So it's there and it's instant. So that's what Edge does. Yeah, it's a little bit
It's
more than
there,
that.
there's so much going on at Edge that it's impossible to do an elevator pitch unless it's like an elevator in the Burj Khalifa, right?
So it's a
Exactly
big
that. Yeah.
elevator. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. So for everybody who has been sharp in the latest weeks, know that Vertical has actually partnered with Edge on a technical level as well. We love what you guys are doing. We see great potential in tapping into the compute resources that you have available. And as I said, most people already know, but we are going to build you the Terraform provider, that is going to make it easier for you guys to integrate in our platform, but also help you guys integrate new clients, tap into the amazing technology of Edge. So thank you, Joseph, for that
Super
comprehensive.
excited about that.
Yeah, super cool. I see that Hash AI has also joined. Amazing, Spartan. Welcome. Thank you for being here. But because Barry was here first, I would want to go to Barry. And Barry, man, how are you doing, man? How is it going at Strawberry AI? What are you guys up to? And tell us what you're all about.
Very good. Yeah, let me start with a brief on Strawberry AI. Basically, what we're building is crypto native LLMs from the bottom to the top, what I usually say. And for that, I mean we're fine tuning like state of the art models in order to be better performance for agentic use into the DeFi and in general the crypto world. And like this is mostly our backend, and it's what makes Strawberry so much stronger than the rest, because it almost never hallucinates, or at least the benchmarks are greater than the average ChatGPT experience on crypto. And this is just a piece of the Lego that we call it. The other side is the data that we're scraping, because over time we're collecting an internal augmented pipeline in order to feed proper context into those LLMs, such as prices, Twitter news, even orders, and cross-holdings between different projects, tagged for narratives and all sorts of this stuff. Basically, we made agents and LLMs under the hood work as if they were proper degens. So you don't have to train them from scratch during, like, for example, prompting. They're just ready to go. But this isn't the end goal, actually. This what brought us here was in order to bring user experiences enriched with AI, so that crypto users can actually use AI in real life for crypto. And it's actually an LLM that knows something right. It's not just a crypto agent framework plugged into another centralized LLMs. And that's what we're trying to build now. We're about to release, actually, in the day before the events, we will have together the Barry Swap, which will basically allow you to bridge swap and cross-chain swap directly from an easy-to-use chat interface, all in natural language. You won't have to like understand what chain you're on, how many assets of a token you have, or the contract address. You don't even care about it. We're trying to improve UI UX of crypto, which, let's say, it's not the greatest in the world. And so we're trying to leverage AI and all the things that we built in the previous months, because it was a lot of effort in order to collect all this data, fine-tune everything. But yeah, the future for crypto and AI, I think, is very bright. We're coming into a point that we're reaching maturity. Actually, I would say I'm very interested in Edge now, because we need to offload some compute, because we do have our own compute, and making it more decentralized is always good.
I was just going to ask, where are you tapping your compute from? Are you doing that from these decentralized networks like Edge, or you're setting up your own rigs? That was exactly the question that I wanted to ask.
Yeah, right now we're running our own rigs, but it's a mess to handle. Like we're a small team, and yeah, I will prefer, even from a standpoint of being a crypto native, to have it all decentralized, because sometimes with resources like GPUs, if you work with GPUs, it's not like a waterfall of resources. So a lot of times you have to tap into Lambda Labs, even AWS model, like depending on availability, and so you need to do all this load balancing stuff under the hood, just because you're not relying on Anthropic or OpenAI. But we firmly believe in that. We want to run our own infrastructure, and we will die on this hill. So if we can decentralize it, even better. Like we still need to solve that and trusted execution environments.
Well, I think, in my opinion, having decentralized infrastructure for compute, especially in the era of AI, is one of the only few real use cases where I see that blockchain is actually more beneficial than the traditional way of doing it, right? So I think this is a powerful technology that any project that is, doing anything in AI should always consider integrating into their systems, either by using Edge or whatever. We think we are doing it right now with Akash, and we're doing it with Edge, and we're really keen on scaling that up because it's cheaper, right? And it's probably the most expensive cost that you have in your fine tuning with your models and hosting them, etc. And if you can cut those costs and remove the central point of vulnerability, you can have more uptime, less security flaws, etc. So I think it's a great way or a great move for you to explore. And I would highly recommend Joseph and Barry to talk at AI on the Rocks for a future partnership between you two.
Yeah, we will, of course.
Amazing. Okay, guys. Well, let's move over to Spartan from Hash AI. Jumping in a little bit late, but happy that you're here, man. How are you doing? Where are you calling from? And tell us a little bit about Hash AI. What's going on over there?
I'm doing fantastic, Mark. Thank you. Calling from the UK. Sorry it took me a while to get going. So I had a few technical issues, but I'm here now. Appreciate you setting this up for us. It's great to have a conversation. Of course, prior to the event, we're all hosting together. I mean, we've unfortunately not really had the opportunity to really interact with Edge Network or Strawberry AI just yet, but we'll certainly love to have a conversation with you guys and see if we can, build a relationship with you and help each other in any way. Yeah, so it's a bit of an introduction to Hash AI. We're a year old now. We specialize in crypto mining. And essentially, within our core team, we have a couple of people who have been in the mining industry for 8-9 years, a wealth of experience in all things crypto mining. We had significant infrastructure in place even prior to launch. We then tokenized that essentially. And then since the birth of our token, we've reinvested $5-6 million back into infrastructure to essentially expand to 4 corners of the globe. We're in 4 continents now, fully owned facilities, fully owned infrastructure. And our main sort of utility, if you will, is providing earning potential opportunities for our investors and breaking down the barriers to participation in crypto mining. Because with the landscape as it is now in cryptocurrency and crypto mining, over the years, we've seen things like Ethereum move from proof of work to proof of stake. For the average individual, the average person, it's quite difficult to achieve profitability in the crypto mining space, and we want to reignite people's love for mining and educate people and provide them an opportunity to earn passive income through what we're doing. So holders at the moment, they can deposit their tokens into our monthly community share pools, which is our revenue sharing model, and we've given out over $1.3 million since launch through that. Around sort of 60 to 150,000 per month. So we've always kept that consistent. Our holders have always had the chance to earn through us, regardless of what's happening in the markets. And what's coming up for us now really soon, we will be releasing our full roadmap for 2025 and beyond, which will be really exciting for us. And the first step of which will be to bring about fractionalized ownership of our ASIC miners. We did release a teaser video just yesterday on our Twitter, but essentially we'll be providing people the opportunity to own a piece of our infrastructure and then earn passive income through that. And with the way we're set up with owning our own facilities, there's no extra maintenance costs or anything like that. We have very low electricity costs. So through people purchasing ownership of our miners, we're essentially hosting them, maintaining them all on our end, and they can then earn a very, very strong ROI through that. So that's what's coming next for us. And we're also a compute provider as well. We set up our own node infrastructure. So we do a lot of B2B and B2C compute providing. So that's another sort of arm of the project as well. That's a brief introduction to Hash AI.
So that's amazing. And this is exactly as you were saying, the reason why we do this EMA, right? To get to know each other before the event starts. Like, obviously, we talk with everybody, but you guys haven't met each other yet. So it is like the pre-event, right? Like
Yeah.
getting everybody warmed up and lubed up before we go party in Dubai. I was just wondering, like, would it be possible for you guys also to provide your GPUs? I'm not sure, Joseph, if that's possible, right? Like, apparently they have spare compute available that they can use for, running AI applications. Would a company like Hash AI be able to provide that compute to Edge so you guys can distribute it over your users, or how does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. You could use Edge to sell that spare compute power. That's something that would be possible to do. Or indeed, if you need to use some other cloud-like services, if you were wanting to run VMs and that sort of thing, you could do that through your own hardware using just software layer as well. So yeah, there are options to do that for sure.
Interesting, interesting. All right, guys. Well, thank you everyone for joining in. Then before we tune out, I want to ask everybody in 5 words, what are you most excited about during Token 2049, and what do you want to take out of it? I want to start with Barry in turn. Try to do it in 1 sentence, 5 words if possible.
I actually want to see builders. That's all I want.
Nice. I think it's
And
gonna
I
be
want to meet
wicked.
them, everyone.
Yeah. I was in East Denver 1.5 months ago. I was kind of disappointed how few of people I knew were actually there, but I have a feeling that our side of the space is going in massive groups to Token 2049. I think it's going to be way more of a banger than East Denver.
And
Right.
the best is at side events, so we're set.
Exactly. AI on the rocks, right? How about you, Joseph? What are you looking forward to during Token 2049, and what do you want to take out of it?
5 words: meeting and connecting to creators. Is that 5? Probably. Yeah. So
I'll take it.
yeah,
I'll
that.
accept it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Now, Spartan, last but not least, tell us.
Yeah, likewise, and networking, the opportunities to connect with creators and all different types of people within the crypto space to grow our network, and bring about opportunities for the project and increase brand awareness. It'll be an action-packed week for us. We're attending many events, and AI on the Rocks will just be the cherry on top, really.
Good stuff. All right, guys. Well, all right. Well, my 5 words are going to be AI on the rocks, baby. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. Now, for us, we are going to be there with a large part of the team. We're going to be there with 9 vertical team members strong. Really looking forward. It's going to be the first company trip that we do with such large part of the team. So that's going to be nice, right? Connecting with the team and then indeed connecting with other builders in the space. It's going to be fun. We're going to go to many side events, going to the conference as well, trying to do some fun activities and really do some team building, and at the same time connecting with a lot of builders in the space. So super excited to it, and guys, I can't wait to shake your hands in real life. So for now, I would like to thank you for jumping on this EMA. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you guys next week.
See you soon.
Cheers.
Well,
Thanks,
Mark.
everybody.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.